This podcast is powered by Pelotonia. To learn more about our Goal 10 cancer, visit Pelotonia.org or see the link in the show notes.
The night of impact is super emotional for me. It honestly brought a tear to my eye.
Volunteers, riders, organizers, every person is so committed. Everyone is so committed.
Anyone who's even considering it, just do it. It is the most incredible thing you'll experience.
Welcome to One Goal, a storytelling podcast from Pelotonia. We're a passionate community dedicated to funding innovative cancer research. I'm your host and president of Pelotonia, Joe Apgar. Your journey with us to the finish line begins now. Pelotonia is powered by an unstoppable community, and it's through research we will see an end to cancer. We want to thank our major funding partners for making all of this possible. The American Electric Power Foundation, Bath & Body Works, Huntington, Peggy and Richard Santulli, and Victoria's Secret. When you're done experiencing this episode, we'd be honored if you would leave a review and share it with family and friends. This really helps extend the impact of this series and helps further our one goal. Thank you. And now, on to the episode.
Between 2020 and 2021, you nearly doubled your fundraising impact. And absolutely. And while you may not know this, that made Pelotonia the second fastest growing grassroots fundraising organization year over year in 2021. Congratulations. So not only were you all in, but our partners at the James and the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center were all in. Let's give it up for our partners at the James. I also want to give a special shout out to my colleagues, our team at Pelotonia, who every single day get up to try to provide experiences for all of us to make an impact on the world. Let's hear it for our colleagues at Pelotonia. And I want you to leave tonight knowing that none of this work that ultimately saves and changes the lives of our family, our friends, our loved ones, and our neighbors, none of it is possible without you. You're all in. Have fun and enjoy the program.
My first and last name is Tina Voorhees. My husband actually rides every year. We got into it because I worked for OSU, and my mom had cancer, and unfortunately we lost her in 2016. She was treated at the James, and they treated her with dignity and respect, and till the very last minute. So I love it. My husband's awesome for doing it every year, and I'm really proud of him. The night of impact is super emotional for me, coming from the point of losing a loved one to this horrible disease and seeing all the positivity and what can happen and hopefully will happen before my girls ever grow up to really experience this deadly disease. It's really encouraging to see all the changes that have happened because of Pelotonia and all of the changes that are going to happen. I love it. It's awesome. It honestly brought a tear to my eye because I know there's so many people and so many moving wheels to make this happen. And I just get excited for how much he raises. I think this year was over $8,000, right? So I was super proud of him. And then this, and it's like every year we get excited to hear the number, and we were wondering if it was going to be over 20. And so we were so excited. So it's just a really exciting night.
$21 million! $21,815,484, all raised for life-saving cancer research, bringing the all-time fundraising total, 14-year total, to more than $258 million. Let's celebrate!
My name is Michelle Harkey, and I'm team captain for the College of Veterinary Medicine Peloton at The Ohio State University. So we're part of Team Buckeye. I'm a 16-year breast cancer survivor, and Tom Lennox encouraged me to ride the first year. I've never looked back. Passionate about this cause, and will ride every year until I'm not on this planet. It's really providing not only for myself but others the opportunity to participate and give back to the James, which has significantly impacted the lives of many of my family members and many people on the Peloton, as well as their family members as well. My mom, who was treated at the James, she lived 2.5 years with lung cancer, and I'm grateful for that time. Again, it's because of the outstanding care she received at the James that she survived that long. I also think about my sister-in-law, who was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and she was treated at the James as well, lived 18 months with her pancreatic cancer. They're not here, and so I do ride to honor them, and that's what pushes me through the hills and the challenges as well. I enjoy everything about Pelotonia, the people, the cause, seeing the good work that's done around the world based on the research that's done at the James. And as a veterinarian, I'm all about finding a cure for all species. For me, it's not an option to sit on the sidelines. I'll be on a bike every year until I'm no longer on this planet.
My name is Linda Lucas, and I am a lead volunteer for Friday night, and I volunteered many years at the start down at McPherson Park. I have been a volunteer since the first ride that was back in 2009, I believe. I have been treated at the James Cancer Hospital for cancer, and I got to be treated there twice, as a matter of fact, because I've had 2 episodes of it. Obviously, I am very, very, very fortunate that the treatments that I received have been working for me, and I would like that to be for just everyone who gets a similar diagnosis. These people are so dedicated, and they have raised a lot of money. And so they're going to now ride 25, 50, 75, 100, and then there's some people that ride up to 200, 180 and 200 miles for this cause, because they are so dedicated to it and committed. I know that if you can just continue the fight. I had the great opportunity to meet Stephanie Spielman, and her motto was continue to live, continue to fight. And I think that's a really good thing for them to hear. Continue to live, continue to fight.
I am John Fuller. I use he, him, his pronouns, and my Peloton was Team Buckeye. I am actually a Pelotonia undergraduate fellow, so my research focuses on the intersection of race, sexual orientation, and gender identity in cancer survivorship. The project that I worked on over the summer, I looked at the association of perceived social isolation with the impact of delay of cancer screening and care, specifically amongst racially diverse sexual and gender minority cancer survivors, right? Sexual and gender minority, or SGM, is an academic term for LGBTQ, and so that's typically what people would refer to the sexual and gender diverse people as. And so I was inspired to apply for a Pelotonia fellowship because I wanted to use the data to tell the stories of people who weren't already being told, right? So that we could really understand why Black and brown cancer survivors are more likely to experience delay as a result of social isolation. I continue to be inspired by the other Pelotonia fellows and by the amazing work that they do. And that really inspires me to continue doing my own work, right? Because there's so few people doing qualitative work and really trying to understand and amplify the voices of marginalized individuals that experience cancer. Being at the Night of Impact is really about community, right? I am around a community of like-minded individuals that want to find a cure for cancer, but also I think that it's radical, right? Finding a cure for cancer has not been done before, but we are all here with a common goal to do so, and we are united to do that, and it's incredibly inspiring to be a part of that fight, and specifically to amplify the voices of Black and brown people and to make sure that that cure for cancer is a cure for all.
My name is Lauren Kuhn. I'm with Team MI. I'm here with my dad, who's a 2-time cancer survivor. He's a volunteer. I ride for him, and it is honestly indescribable. It's overwhelming. It's powerful. It's motivational. You just have to be there to experience it. It's awesome. To think of the impact that it has and to hear all the speeches tonight of where the money goes, to know that every single dollar raised goes to the cause, it means so much. It's so important. I did the 57 this year. Every year I tell myself I'm going to do the 80. So I'm going to try to do the 80 next year. So hopefully I can step it up. Anyone who's even considering it, just do it. You'd be surprised at how generous people are, and it is the most incredible thing you'll experience.
Gary Thiel, a 2-time cancer survivor and a volunteer. My wife, Kim, we both volunteered. Lauren and my daughter and son-in-law rode for many years. Unfortunately, I just lost my wife, but still gonna get up in the chocks and do it. I've never been involved with anything like this. You know, every person is so committed. Everyone is so committed. Volunteers, riders, organizers. It's just beyond words. Let's go. Let's plan for next year.
Lisa Shirey, and I'm a rider and a high roller. I have had very, very many friends and family impacted by cancer, and if I can ride and raise money for it to support others, I'm going to do it. I want there to be a place and a time where nobody else has to hear the words "you have cancer" or to tell a loved one that they have cancer. I love it. I love the energy. I love the excitement. I love seeing the reveal of how many people were involved and the money that was raised. Next year I will ride the longest distance, and I will be a high roller again.
John Marzik, 14-year rider. I'm a stage 4 melanoma survivor. It means everything, that's why we all do it, is to give back for, to pay forward for what we've gotten from research and treatments over the years. So it's really great, It's just inspiring to go out there and to be able to, to raise some money for a good cause. And, 100% of all the funds go straight to cancer research, which is what it's all about. Well, we'll ride again for the 15th year. And, we'll go from there.
Heidi Card, I am the captain for Team Grandview. For me, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version, but it goes back to 2020. In the middle of the pandemic, a very close friend of mine lost his life. Our community decided to do a memorial ride in his honor. His name is Shinosaka. I got on that bike and I was able to end up riding 28 miles. I recognized the benefits to my mental and physical health, kept riding, and finished 2020 with 800 miles. And then was recruited heavily by Rich Broderick, who I adore. He bullied me into being the captain, and it was the best decision I ever made. Well, my hair rotates throughout the year, but typically around Pelotonia it is green. I do like it. It's a good talking point when someone asks me why I have green hair. I can say, well, I'm glad you asked. I'm raising money for cancer research. Would you like to donate? It works. It works. So next year for the 15th year, I'm looking forward to growing our team, our community, increasing our impact on cancer research, and just having a lot of fun doing it. I do not have a Pelotonia tattoo yet, but I am thinking about it.
I'm Dan Goder. I'm a rider. I've been riding for 12 years. It's something that I look forward to every year. It's the best weekend of the year. Every single person that's here with me right now, I've met through that event, and they're lifelong friends, and I love them dearly. The motivation is just seeing the impact that it has and knowing that everything I do goes 100% to the research and treatment at the James Center, and everything that I'm contributing, all of my efforts are actually going towards making a better world. So what am I doing next year? This event has actually inspired me to start my own ride. I'm from Toledo, which is 2.5 hours from here, and it's inspired me to start my own fundraising ride to raise funds for my effort. But this will be my 3rd year this summer doing this ride, just following the model that Pelotonia sets. I get people all the time telling me do you own any clothes that don't have Pelotonia on them? It's part of me. It's part of what I am, yeah.
My name's Katie Huter. This is my 10th year. I'm a rider. I started riding, and it was because a friend of mine was a cancer survivor, and he said, hey, you should ride. And turned out, actually, I myself had a cancer scare. My doctor was a physician at the James, and because of his expertise and because of Pelotonia dollars funding his research and him being at the James, instead of having to go ahead and go through chemo and things like that, I was able to actually just do basic monitoring, and it completely changed my life. So when you find out you have the best gynecologic oncologist, Dr. David O'Malley, you're amazing and I love you. But yeah, you wind up seeing how important all of this is, because every dollar I raise goes to help fund research for him and other people like him to help women like me. I will be riding once again, as I always do, and then it's all about the fundraising. This was my 10th year, and so as in honor of my 10th year, I pushed myself to be a high roller and met that goal, so I was really happy to do that, and just going to keep going.
My name is Anna Maria Batoni, and this was my 10th year riding in Pelotonia. I work at the James now. Been there for almost 8 years. So I actually started in Pelotonia before I ever knew I would work at the James. But I'm a dietitian there. I work in hematology, oncology, and bone marrow transplant. I think this year what was most impactful to me was we actually had two friends have been diagnosed with cancer in the past year. They're both around my age. One is 28 and one is 34 years old. They've both been treated at the James the past year. To know that something that we as a community have been doing for 10 years actually helped my friends. I don't know, that you're making a difference, but then it's different when you see it in your friend's life and they're like, oh, this drug that I'm taking actually is a new drug. It wasn't available 5 years ago. So I don't know, to me, there's nothing that can compare to that. Tonight, my favorite part was just seeing all my friends, my Pelotonia family. We have so many friends who we've met through Pelotonia who are just going to be friends forever, who will be invited to our wedding in August. So that was just awesome to be with everybody again. And next year, I'll be riding 100 miles and then getting married 3 weeks later.
My name is Colin Mers, and this lovely woman you just talked to, Anna Maria, is my fiance, and she really got me involved in Pelotonia. I think there's kind of a rule in getting married to Batonis. You kind of have to be involved in Pelotonia. It's something I willfully joined because it's a great cause. So it was my 3rd year riding, and I'll be riding next year for my 4th. And it's just an incredible thing to be a part of. And I rode in 100 miles, and I plan on doing the same thing next year. So it really means a lot. And I don't know, it's really cool to have someone kind of pull you into that and be a part of that. So I think it means a couple of things. With the Immuno-Oncology Center, you can see the tangible result of that. I think the important thing, too, when I fundraise and I tell everyone, why they should donate money, everyone's curing cancer is such a far-fetched thing. It's not always about the curing of cancer. It's about the treatment, the education, the prevention. And that goes a long way, too. And so that's a big part of it that I think people miss. And I think riding helps support that as well. It's not just about curing cancer. It's about the prevention and education. So it goes a long way. It's really cool. It's energizing to be around people that you ride with, people you also don't ride with, that you hear their stories, people who are part of the James, a part of the organization, just why they do it as well. It kind of gives you more reason to ride for next year and be involved. So it's really cool.
Almost $22 million raised by all of you. Let's give yourself another round of applause. And almost $260 million raised in 14 years. Nobody thought that was possible. No one, but you guys did it. So thank you so much. So much progress has been made in 14 years.
and there's so much more we can do, and there's so many people counting on us to keep coming back year after year after year and fight this disease and win. So, that means you got to save the date for next year, because it's our 15th anniversary. So August 4th, 5th, and 6th, we're going to have the best ride weekend we've ever had in Pelotonia history. We're also going to do something really fun and new next fall, a second cycling event that we're bringing to the community that I think is going to blow your minds. So stay tuned. I'm not letting any other details out about that. And if you hear any rumors, consider it false. But give it up for our performers tonight. Give it up for our team. Give it up for all of you. None of this happens without all of you. We appreciate you more than you'll ever know. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
This has been One Goal, a storytelling podcast from Pelotonia. I'm your host, cancer survivor and president of Pelotonia, Joe Apgar. Interview and production scheduling by our marketing and communications team, Gabby Blauert, John Tolbert, and Alita Smith. One Goal is carefully crafted, produced, and mastered at the studios of Wessler Media. Special thank you to all of our guests for being so willing to share their inspiring journeys for this podcast. Also, please rate, review, and subscribe so you can listen to previous episodes and receive notifications about future ones. If you want to learn more about the Pelotonia community and how you can make an impact on cancer research, see the link in the show notes or visit pelotonia.org. That's pelotonia.org.